Happy New Year to all listeners. Hope you pass great holidays. Alexandre Bellemare with you to begin a new year's of podcast about assistive technology. I'm doing very well, and for this first episode, I'd like to go ahead and make a follow-up about the episode we did on the Apple keynote on last September with Olivier. So I'll be live with Olivier to discuss about what's going on with iPhone 8 as well as iPhone 10, new product launched by Apple recently, and see how it's going with VoiceOver. Enjoy! Hello everybody and welcome back to our series podcast. Alex Bellemare with you. I'm currently live with Olivier Danjou, and this week we'll go ahead and talk a bit about the new iPhone 8 and iPhone 10. We did a review about the Apple keynote in September, and now new devices are available since a couple of months. So we'll go ahead and check how they are working and what we're thinking about these devices. So hello, Olivier.
Hi, Alex. I'm glad you're at home now. Because
yes,
we're in live. We're face to face. We're next to each other.
Yes. So happy New Year to all listeners. And health, money.
Yeah, everything you want. Good time, health. Yeah, you said pretty much everything. Happy New Year to you.
Yes, thank you very much. So, Olivier, you go ahead and purchase an iPhone 8, right?
Yeah, I got it today. We are December 28th. So I got it a couple of hours ago.
Yes. What are you thinking about it?
Well, before I switched to Android, I had the iPhone 5S. So for me, this is a huge upgrade because Touch ID second generation much faster, plus stereo speakers, plus 3D touch, which I'm not a big fan of yet, but yeah, this is kind of new home button, which is no longer physical, but
yeah, it's just a hole in the screen, and you can just put your finger and exert like pressure on it, and depending the force you're putting on this virtual button, you'll receive an haptic feedback and like vibration, and so it will perform the same action as the previous physical button on this kind of device. And yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's available since the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus.
Yeah,
great. So, and on my hand, I grabbed the iPhone X for a test on December 24th.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll keep it, but anyways, I was curious to test this device. And
I tested it.
Yeah, too, because the iPhone is here. And the big new feature of the iPhone X, as you probably know already, the iPhone 10 or iPhone X, is the possibility to unlock this iPhone using face recognition. And so yes, and I was able to configure it. However,
I was not able.
Yeah, because maybe it's a bit more difficult. You need to be, if you're blind, you need to be able to see exactly how you're going to take a picture with an iPhone and how it's going to work. So if you never took any picture with an iPhone, maybe you'll have some difficulties doing the Face ID recognition. Even if VoiceOver will guide you through, you'll need to find the correct angle and the correct distance from your face, usually between 25 and 50 centimeters. And to perform a circle, we'll talk about this a bit later. And for sure, gestures are a bit different with this new device due to the fact that there's no longer any home button. So bye home button on this one. So we need to come back to the home screen, open app switcher a different way, and same thing to call Siri, turn on and off VoiceOver, etc. Because we're talking about possibility to lock and unlock iPhone, we'll do right now a quick tour on iPhone 8 about how to configure Touch ID, because that's the basic, and some users are also having a couple of difficulties using Touch ID.
So right now I have 2 fingers registered. I have my middle finger as well as my index finger of my right hand. What I will do, I'll press the home button while resting my ring finger on the home button, and the iPhone has unlocked. Okay, so I'm going to go to the settings app.
App switcher. Settings. Active.
Now remember,
Settings.
I'm using a Bluetooth keyboard, so I'm going to arrow right until I hear Touch ID and passcode.
General. Control. Emergency. Touch ID and pass. Secure. Quick nav off. Secure text field. Is editing.
I'm entering
Character
my
mode.
passcode,
Insertion
which
point at
is
start.
a mix of letters and numbers.
Quick nav on.
And
Settings.
this is enter.
Back button.
Okay, so I am in the Touch ID and passcode section of the settings right now. So at the very top, we have the title of the window.
Touch ID and passcode. Heading.
I will flick through the different options available with you, and then I will go ahead and register a fingerprint.
Use Touch ID for. Heading.
So use Touch ID for. Here you have a couple of options.
iPhone unlock. On.
iPhone unlock basically allows you to unlock your iPhone using your fingerprint.
Apple Pay. On.
Apple Pay to validate transactions. So basically to authenticate in stores that supports it.
iTunes and App Store. On.
iTunes and App Store, basically instead of entering your Apple ID password when you make purchases, you can use your fingerprint to authenticate.
Fingerprints. Heading.
And we have the fingerprints heading. At the moment, I have 2 fingerprints registered. I have my index finger as well as my middle finger of my right hand. So they are named in French. So I will go on the button where it says add fingerprint, and the third finger, I will rename it with you. So let's go there.
Add a fingerprint button.
Add a fingerprint. Just before I click on the button, I just want to explain you the process, how it's going to work, because VoiceOver is going to talk a lot during the process. So basically, I have to put my finger on the home button, but not press, just putting it on the home button. When I will put it on the home button, I will feel a vibration. Soon after, VoiceOver will tell me to lift my finger and then to replace it. So I will have to lift and place my finger multiple times on the home button. So I will click the add fingerprint button and I will press a bit too loud on the home button, so you will be able to see what happens if it happens to you. So I will register my right thumb.
Add a finger. Cancel button.
I'll place it.
Alert. Touch lightly.
So now it gave me an alert. I'll place it gently this time. Vibration.
Lift your finger. Place your finger.
Vibration.
Lift your finger. Place your finger. Lift your place your finger. Lift your place your finger. Cancel button.
A window appeared, so let's flick through it.
Adjust your grip. Keep going to capture the edges of your print.
That's completely normal, so just hit continue if that happens to you.
Continue button. Continue. Cancel button. Lift your finger. Place your finger. Lift your place your finger. Lift your finger. Place your finger. Complete.
And it says complete.
Touch ID is ready. Your print can be used for unlocking your iPhone. A fingerprint that changes color during the setup process. Recognition is 100% complete.
That's done.
Continue. Button. Continue. Finger 3. Button.
Now it called it finger 3, but we're going to rename it. So to do that, simply double tap.
Text field. L. Delete 3. Space. Cap F.
And I'm going to write thumb.
Cap T. Cap T. H. H. U. U. M. M. Done. Done.
Done at the bottom of the keyboard. And now this is done. So now we will verify if it worked. So now if I lock the phone, I will press with my
pause.
thumb,
Anus.
and it unlocked. I'm going to do it again. Just okay, we heard the phone locking. I'm going to press the home button with my thumb, and it unlocked. So
Anus
I have
folder.
3
6
fingers
apps.
registered now, and we can do up to 5. But with Face ID, you can't. But we'll come back to that later. I want to show you something which is located inside of the accessibility settings.
App switcher. Settings. Active. Settings.
So you go there.
Notification. Do not disturb. General. Button. Settings. Air. Hand. CarPlay. Home button. Accessibility. Select. General. Large. Both. Button. Increase. Reduce. On. Interact. Reachable. Double tap. Switch control. Assistive. Touch account. Home button. Button.
Home button.
Select. Accessibility. Home. Click speed. Select. Slow. Slow. Adjust. Press. Selected. Siri. Voice. Off. Siri. Rest finger to open. On.
Rest finger to open. By default, this is off.
Off.
I will turn it back on for my personal use, but for now, let's keep it off. What I will do, I will press the sleep wake button.
10:29 p.m.
I will put my index finger on the home button. You heard a little sound. The phone is still on the lock screen, but it is unlocked. Now it locked itself. In order for me to use it, I need to press the home button. So I will do it again, pressing the sleep wake button.
10:29 p.m.
Putting my finger. And now I need to press the home button.
Accessibility.
Now
Back
I
button.
am on the settings. But I don't like that. But I'm showing it to you because on the iPhone 10 you don't have the choice. And you will hear this sound when your iPhone unlocked. So I will turn this as it was because I really don't like that.
Home. Click. Select. Slow. Select. Voice. Off. Siri. Rest finger. Open. Rest finger to open. Off. On.
And there is no way, unfortunately, to get rid of this feature on the iPhone 10. So now, if I press the sleep wake button
10:30 p.m.
and I put my finger, I don't need
Accessibility.
to press and it
Back.
unlocked. So Alex, if you want to go ahead
10:30
and
p.m.
put your iPhone 10.
Yes, and we'll see a bit later why it's not possible to use this feature for the iPhone 10. It's only because your face will unlock the iPhone, and if you want to unlock the iPhone and continue reading notification, you won't be able to do so. So that's the reason why you can do this.
Okay, so you got your iPhone 10 about 4 days ago, and what are your first impressions regarding of Face ID? Could you show us the settings?
First impression, it's pretty cool for experienced user. I was personally able to use it and program my face print, if I can say it this way, Face ID. But for a beginner user or for somebody who never go ahead and take a picture with an iPhone, it can be a bit harder to use.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. And regarding the possibility of using the gestures to access the home screen and have switcher, control center, notification center. It can be disappointed at the beginning. I think, Olivier, you also tested out in a store first, right?
Yeah, the first time, because I work in a cell phone store from time to time, and we do have demo units. So the first time I saw the iPhone 10, I was like, oh my god, it was like as if I would never have used an iPhone before. I was completely disoriented. It was, oh my god.
Due to the
this?
gestures. And what we need to say also, if you go in an Apple store or something, I don't know what they are doing with their devices, but it seems that the demo devices are not reacting the same way as a device you purchase.
Yeah, I can tell you because they put some applications and they do have some limitations enabled.
Yeah. So maybe we can go ahead and unlock the iPhone. By the way, maybe some of you are familiar with the fact that you can raise your iPhone to unlock it. Now with the iPhone 10, you can do the same thing, or you can also touch the screen to wake up the iPhone. However, you can turn off this setting if you're not comfortable with that. So I'll just go ahead and touch my screen.
10:37 p.m. Thursday, December 28th.
Perfect. And then I'll go ahead and swipe, like find the
home
indicator. That's the one. You hear the small sound?
Yeah.
And I
It's
can
low.
Yeah.
Raise the volume maybe.
It's a bit low. Yeah. Just
Flashlight. Off. Button. Home indicator.
There we go.
that's the sound for the home indicator. And just before I'll go ahead and swipe up. Whoops, I'll need to unlock it again.
10:38 p.m.
Maybe let's have a look to the lock screen.
Thursday, December 28th. Locked. Flashlight. Off.
There
Button.
you go.
Camera. Button. Home indicator. Dimmed.
And yes, they added the flashlight. Ah.
In my family, because we had Christmas parties, and in my family, they said, Alex, your light is turned on your phone, and Alex was, okay, that's normal, I unlocked it, but his flashlight was turned on.
Maybe I'll need to check in the settings if I can find a way to remove the toggle from the lock screen, because it's a bit annoying. You can turn it on like without paying attention, and for a totally blind person like us who can't see the light, you have no idea, or you need
I
to...
can see a little bit of light.
Yeah, maybe in your case, but in mine, no. So that's a bit crazy. The flashlight's turned on, you have no idea, and everybody's, come on, your light.
Your light is in my eye.
Yeah, and so this is it.
And by the way, VoiceOver said home indicator dimmed. It's always dimmed.
Because you can click on it.
Home indicator. Dimmed.
Double
Home
clicking,
indicator. Dimmed.
nothing's come up. So I need to find this and then raise my finger, then put it back on the screen.
Wait,
And
can I try it?
sure.
I'm not as used to as you are. I have the iPhone 10 in front of me.
10:40 p.m.
I'll place my finger near the lightning connector.
Go down a little bit, maybe.
Flashlight. Camera.
Yeah, you need to go down.
Home indicator. Viewfinder. Focus unlocked.
Oh, I
Flash
meant
on.
the camera.
Oh, I think you turn on
Take picture. Button.
Oh, no, that's a
Viewfinder.
camera. Okay.
Focus unlocked. Viewfinder. Focus unlocked. Flash on.
Oh, there we go.
Viewfinder.
So, as you can tell,
Take
I have
picture.
a lot of
Button.
difficulty, but I used iPhone for years, so I know how it works. But That thing is pretty fine to hard.
Maybe what you're not used to do it's because you need to put your finger in, like, on the lightning, if we can say.
Home.
There you go.
Viewfinder. Focus unlocked. Home viewfinder. Focus on home
There's
indicator.
No space
Dimmed.
between. There you go.
And
Viewfinder.
it vibrated,
Focus.
but now I need to slide up.
View.
It's pretty hard to do.
Viewfinder.
You'll
Focus
have
unlocked.
to-
Flash on. Image.
Let's do it
Viewfinder.
together.
Focus unlocked. Flash on. Image.
Taking my finger.
Yeah.
Double tap to focus.
No, now we're on the
There
screen.
we go.
View.
Oops. There we go.
Flash. Automatic. Button.
Yeah, it's what, because
Switch
you were
between
into
flat.
the camera. Maybe we can lock the iPhone, then try it out another time.
10:44 p.m. Camera.
Just go down. Go down. You need to. Okay, let's do it again.
So he needs to take my finger because I'm really
10:44
not
p.m.
You know what? I think I'll let you do it. So you can see how hard
10:45
it can
p.m.
be.
You need to put the finger on the button, then
Home indicator.
raise,
Dimmed.
and then
Slide.
put on the screen. And like if you go by
Passcode
exploring the
field.
screen,
0 of 4 values entered.
you know, explore by touch, it's gonna be the exact same way to do it, you know. So let's enter the temporary password for the demo.
1,
That's
Yeah,
one,
two,
change this
3,
password.
3,
4.
4. There we go.
Messages.
And you heard
Double
the
tap to
little
open.
sound that I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah, and on the iPhone X is by default when you enter your passcode. So let's go into settings.
Settings. 1.
Okay,
Settings.
we'll talk about
Wi-Fi. Select personal hotspot.
the
Off
other gestures later on.
Carry. Note. Control.
So
Do
let
not
me
general.
find Face
Display and
ID,
brightness.
Face ID
Button.
and passcode.
Wallpaper. Sounds. Siri.
Very
Face
original.
ID and emergent.
Touch
Face ID and
Face
passcode.
ID.
Yeah, so they just changed Touch ID by Face ID because Touch ID is no longer available.
Passcode.
So
0
again,
of 4 values
prompt
entered.
to enter my passcode.
As I was
1,
in the
1,
Touch ID
2.
section.
3, 4. Settings. Back button.
All right, and then let's explore Face ID settings.
You will see the options are pretty similar as for Touch ID.
Face ID and passcode. Heading. Use Face ID for. Heading. iPhone unlock. Off.
They are
Double tap
off
to toggle
because
setting.
they reset Face ID, so Face ID is not set up. Its face is not set up yet. You reset it for the demo.
Yes.
Apple Pay. Off. Double tap to toggle setting.
So for the credit card, you can pay using the your finger. Not your finger,
face.
your face. Yes.
However, I don't
I too-
recommend it as a blind person because we will see it later, but we have some settings for the attention. Alex will tell you about it later, but somebody can easily grab your phone and make it pointing it into your face so it sees you and the payment is done.
Yep.
iTunes and App Store. Off.
So the same thing as I was telling you earlier, instead of entering your password to download an app.
Safari autofill. Off.
That's a new
Double
one.
tap to
So for completing forms and password in Safari, that's a new one. You can use Face ID for this.
iPhone can recognize the unique, three-dimensional features of your face to allow secure access to apps and payments. About Face ID and privacy. Link.
Okay, we don't care.
Attention. Heading. Require attention for Face ID. Off. True depth camera will provide an additional level of security by verifying that you are looking at iPhone before unlocking. Some sunglasses may block attention detection.
Just before you go ahead and explain what it is, if you're using VoiceOver, and if you're let's say you're setting up your iPhone with VoiceOver turned on for the first setup, this feature will automatically be turned off. So do you want to explain what this is?
Yeah, it's the fact that if you put your face in front of the iPhone, if your eyes are not fixing the iPhone screen, if you're not looking to the screen of your iPhone, the camera can be able to detect this and will not unlock the iPhone. So personally, I've tried to turn it on just for fun, and yes, I was able, but I need to pay attention and move my eyes to the center of the screen. That's not really easy because personally I can't fix.
Yeah, because this is not intuitive for a blind person to look at the phone, especially when we don't see it. I can look everywhere. My eyes are often closed, so
yeah, my eyes are open, but because I can't see any kind of light, I'm unable to fix somewhere. I have no visual information, so that's a bit hard to do. But yes, it is possible to do it if you really pay attention.
Attention-aware features. Off. True depth camera will check for attention before dimming the display or lowering the volume of alerts.
So if you're not looking at the screen, the iPhone will automatically be locked after the delay. It's you configured into the display and brightness options. And if you're reading or looking at your iPhone, it's not gonna be locked automatically after the time set up in this settings. Let's continue.
Set up Face ID button.
And the button to set up Face ID.
Just before you go ahead and click that, I was telling you that with Touch ID you can set up to 5 fingerprints. So for example, you can set up 1 fingerprint for you. You can set up a family member or a friend, which they can access your iPhone but with their fingerprint. With Face ID you can't.
Yes, so only one face available.
And because I'm blind too, and I was not able to set up Face ID. Extremely hard. Maybe you can click it.
Yes, and just before, the other options in this panel are very similar to the option you're used with. So to change the access code, the passcode, to turn it off, and some option regarding voice recognition. So let's go ahead and click yes on Setup Face ID.
Cancel. Animation of a head gently moving in an outward-facing circle. How to set up Face ID. Heading. First, position your face in the camera frame. Then move your head in a circle to show all the angles of your face. Get started button.
So I'll go ahead and click on Get Started.
Get started. Position your face within the frame.
This is what I'm gonna do right now.
Move iPhone a little higher.
There we go. Oh, my head is outside the frame.
Reposition your face within the frame. Hold the device in front of your face at a distance of 10 to 20 inches. Position your face within the frame.
There we go.
Heading. Head positioned correctly. Starting first scan.
And
Reposition
now
your face within the frame.
I need to
head positioned correctly.
turn
Starting first
my
scan.
head
positioned correctly.
Circles.
Starting first scan. Move your head slowly to complete. Hold the device in front of your face at a distance of 10 to 20 inches. Head positioned correctly. Starting first scan. Hold the device in front of your face at a distance of 10 to 20 inches. Head positioned correctly. Starting first scan. 12% completed. 25% completed. Head positioned correctly. Starting first scan. 75% completed. 88% completed. 100% completed.
There we go.
First Face ID continue button.
Then I'll go ahead and click on Continue.
Continue.
And I'll
reposition your face within the frame.
Turning into the circle.
38%, 50%, 62%
it's
completed.
Much faster. And then VoiceOver indicate me percentage.
Tilt your head up and to the left.
Okay, so it's giving me indication.
70, 88, 100% completed.
And it's done.
Move your head slow. Face ID is done. Face ID is now set up. Heading.
And then I can click on Done.
Done. Button. Done. Reset
Fantastic.
Face ID.
So now Face ID is set up. Maybe
Yes.
you can lock your phone and try to unlock it with your face.
This is what I'm gonna do. There we go. Then I'll just go ahead and raise my phone.
10:55 p.m.
And it unlocked.
And now, because in some situation I'd like to read my notification. Oops, I was not. I was not so much faster. So I'll raise it again.
10:55 p.m.
Unlock. And then I need to swipe from down to up.
Yeah, because remember, we are still on the lock
Settings.
screen. Now the phone is unlocked.
Yes. And the reason why it's because you can you can read your notification before unlocking the phone, and if you read your notification, if you are a sighted person, you'll need to show your face to the camera to be able to read them. Okay?
Yeah.
And-
So now that's good. Face ID is set up. How do you go home?
Home button. Just before, I did some test with Face ID in many situations. By the way, because I've turned off the attention feature, I'm able to unlock it even if I close my eyes. If there's no light in a room, I can go ahead and unlock. However, it's a bit more difficult in a bed. Like if I'm in my bed, that's a bit difficult. And if I put the iPhone on the table, I try to unlock the phone, I'll need to raise it to make sure to have the proper angle to be able to unlock it. The only test that I did not perform at this time, and I'll try to perform it a bit later, is with somebody who have artificial eyes. So that can be a bit different. I'm curious to do it, and I'll find somebody before I'll return the iPhone X if I go ahead and return it to the Apple Store.
I guess it will be like me a little bit, but even though I don't have artificial eyes, I guess the process will be hard.
I really don't know. Seriously, I really don't know. We'll need to perform some testing.
Yeah,
for these
definitely
persons.
looking forward to hear feedback on that.
Okay, so going back to the home screen right now. So I need to find the home indicator, like unlocking the screen. The button, there we go. Raise my finger, this is what I've just did. Then put my finger on the screen and swipe it up like if I use the Explore by Touch feature. And by the way, I was able to feel an haptic feedback. And now this is the home screen.
And you hear
Calendar.
two little pucks.
Yeah, two little, yeah, there we
Pay
go.
attention, because when you will open the app switcher, it will be like 4 pucks.
More 3 than 4.
Okay. When you did it, and
Let's do it. It's gonna be the same gestures, but I just need to swipe up a little bit more until I hear the second puck, like, and the I can feel the second haptic feedback.
this is hard to explain now. I
Yeah,
hope you understand.
It's a bit
correctly.
difficult. Let's do it.
Yeah.
App
3
switcher.
puck.
Settings. Active. Settings. Active. Settings.
There we go. Oops,
Active.
okay, there's only one app.
Swipe up with 3 fingers to close. Closing settings.
Bye-bye.
Music. Messages.
Maybe I'll open a new app.
Messages. Back button.
Open a
Going
new
back
one.
to the home screen.
Home.
Oops, there we go.
1, 2.
Message.
Tupac. App switcher.
App switcher.
3 puck.
Messages. Active. Swipe up with 3 fingers to
And by the way, there is gestures new gestures to access the notification center as well as the control center.
Can you still do it the old way?
Yes, you can. However, we'll see a bit later that it's a bit harder because they changed the status bar, and the status bar is divided into different parts, and that's why it's harder to find it out and use the gestures you're used to
perform.
Yeah. So let's come back to the home screen.
Messages.
And if I touch the top of my iPhone, I have another indicator. Then if I swipe down,
Airplane mode. Switch button.
the same way as I'll do it to access the home screen.
Cellular data. Wi-Fi. Bluetooth. Media controls.
This is the control
Music.
center.
Rewind. Play. Fast forward. Lock rotation. Switch button.
Here we go. And same thing for the notification center. So finding the top indicator. I think I need to come back to my home screen. Okay, there
Messages. Notifications. 11:02 Thursday. Earlier today. Heading. Clear notifications in Weather Network. 1 hour ago. Alerte. Clermont. Advertisement de froid extreme.
Oh, the froid extreme.
Yeah. Extreme cold warning.
Yeah. Okay, so let's come back to the home screen.
Message.
There we go. And if I find again the top indicator.
Notifications.
The thing
11:03
too
p.m.
is that the screen is very big and there's no like the screen is up to the aluminum band and there's no extra plastic. So if you place the iPhone in the palm of your hand, you can easily touch the screen with the palm of your hand because the screen is too big.
Yeah, I think this is an edge screen or something like that.
So in some situation, it can cause some issues when you perform the gestures because if there's another point of contact into the screen, it can be a bit difficult to perform the gestures.
By the way, Alex, speaking about the glass and all of that, I don't think there's a lot of cases available for iPhone 10, right?
Really? At this time, I never saw one.
I got one with my iPhone 8.
Yeah, OtterBox. You can use the same OtterBox as the iPhone 7, so that's why they are available.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the same one.
Okay, but not for the iPhone 10, because
Nope.
you need to be careful because the back is made of glass. So just be careful.
Yeah, but at this time, it's not the glass that it can be easily break, but I think the aluminum, the Tour is cheaper compared to iPhone 8 or iPhone 7, either than iPhone 6S.
Now, maybe you could show the status bar.
Sure.
11:05 p.m.
Coming back to my home screen.
Messages. Double
I'll
tap to
touch
open.
the top left corner where usually you can find the network indicator.
Maybe I should do it first.
Oh, maybe. Yes. Let's go ahead.
Do it. Okay, so my iPhone 8 is unlocked.
2 of 5 bars. Signal strength. 2 of 5 bars.
So
Signal
at the
strength.
very left, we have the... So at the very left, we have the bars of the LTE signal. So right now it says 2 of 5 because we are in my home basement.
Bell network.
Then we have the name of the carrier. I'm swiping right.
3 of 3 Wi-Fi bars. Famil_Dengel
Then we have the
_5.
Wi-Fi.
11:07 p.m.
the time, which is pretty late and we are tired.
Do not disturb.
So that's why we might do some English mistakes. Then we have do not disturb, because do not disturb is turned on.
Orientation locked.
Orientation lock.
Bluetooth connected.
Bluetooth connected because I have a keyboard connected. And Bluetooth is turned on.
81% battery power.
The battery percentage.
81% battery power.
And that's it.
In some situations, some other icons can be visible in this status bar. It depends what you're doing. And so let's go ahead and see the difference with the iPhone X. So I'll go ahead and touch the top left corner of my screen.
11:09. Status bar item.
That's the time. Actually, my iPhone is on my home screen.
Location tracking on. Image.
So
Status
the
bar item.
location for the GPS tracking, swiping right.
2 of 4 bars. Signal strength. Status bar item.
Yeah, so now they remove a bar for the signal. Instead of 5, it's only 4.
3 of 3 Wi-Fi bars. Famil_Denjao_5. Status bar item.
That's the Wi-Fi status.
39% battery power. Not charging. Status bar item.
And the battery percentage. There's no longer information related to signal and network carrier. I need to lock the phone.
11:11 p.m.
Touch the status bar.
Rogers Wi-Fi. Rogers
And
Wi-Fi.
instead of
Status bar
seeing
item.
the time, I can see the carrier that I'm using actually.
2 of 4 bars. Signal strength. Status 3 of 3 Wi-Fi bars. 39% battery power. 39.
Depending what you're doing, the status bar will change, and visually it's separate into different parts to give more place on the screen to the application you're working on. And in some situation, the title of the application can divide the status bar. Let's talk about the possibility to turn on or off VoiceOver.
Normally you would press the home button
Pass.
3 times. Like if I do it 1, 2, 3.
VoiceOver off. VoiceOver on. Anus folder. 6 apps.
How do you do that on the iPhone 10? Well, I know the answer, but
You need to press 3 times the power button.
VoiceOver off. VoiceOver on. Passcode field. 0 of 4 values entered. Messages.
So, I raised
Double
my
tap to
iPhone.
open.
Right now, I was on the password field. I just raise up my iPhone and put it in a correct angle, and it's on my face. What's next, Siri?
Siri, yeah.
Press and hold the power button. Hey, I don't want to talk to you.
Vous n'avez aucune application intitulée Train de partir, Alexandre.
Oh,
Si vous
come on.
voulez, je...
It replied in
Messages.
Yeah, okay.
It says you don't have any apps called...
Train or I don't know.
But if
I don't
I
care.
press the power button on the iPhone 8, you will see the power options appear.
Power off. Button. Cancel. Button.
So these are the 2 options to shut down the iPhone 8. So
As
I'll
well
click-
as the iPhone 10, but how do you
Yeah.
do that with the iPhone
Yeah,
10?
I'll just click cancel on this
Cancel.
one. So on the iPhone 10, if I want to access the screen that will allow me to shut down the unit, I can go into settings, general, and find at the bottom the option like shut down, or I can press volume up, volume down, then press and hold the power button.
Power off. Button. Cancel. Button.
And now I've released the button. If I continue pressing it,
Cancel. Messages.
volume up, volume
Double tap to open.
down, pressing
Power
and
off
holding the button.
Power off.
I'll swipe
Button.
on the screen at
Cancel.
the same time.
Power off. Cancel. Power off. Cancel.
So
Hard reboot.
basically, hard reboot, yeah. Like forcing shutting down and rebooting.
Yes. So, and at the reboot, you'll see that I'll be prompt for my passcode. Face ID will not work when the iPhone will reboot.
Locked. Flashlight. Off. Button.
I don't care about the flashlight.
Passcode field. 0 of 4 values entered. Your passcode is required when iPhone restarts.
Yes. So no Face ID.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And now if I lock again, unlock.
Try again. 11:16 p.m.
I got the
3
try again.
notifications.
Compared to Touch ID, I'll have to lock the phone, press the power again,
11:16 p.m.
and there we go. And I need to swipe up
Messages.
to
Double tap to
access,
open.
to fully unlock the phone. What else comparing to hold iPhone on iPhone 8 and 10?
Wireless charging, you did not test it with
Yes,
iPhone 10?
I did. I've purchased a Qi charger from Mophie. I did it with iPhone 8 and 10. That's working well, even if you have a case. It's working fine. However, it's a bit longer to charge the device using a Qi charger compared to a lightning cable. However, both iPhone 8, 8 Plus, as well as 10 are compatible with fast charging. However, I did not purchase the accessories from Apple for this because the Lightning to USB-C plus the USB-C to AC power adapter are very expensive for what it will allows you to do. So, buff. Better luck next time for this one. But yes, on wireless, it's pretty cool because if you have the wireless charger near you, you can just put the iPhone on it and it will start automatically charging. You want to use your iPhone, you raise it up, you use it, and you put it back on the charger. What's next? Stereo speakers, as a reminder.
Oh, yeah.
They are available since iPhone 7. However, all new iPhones, 8, 8 Plus, and 10s are provided with stereo speakers.
Yeah, and there's no headphone jack since the iPhone 7.
Yeah, that's true. So you need to use Bluetooth headphones or the Lightning to 3.5 millimeter plug.
Which
plug.
we used.
Yeah, actually, and it's, oh my god, it's so cheap, you know. I think that I can break one very easily, and bye-bye.
That's gonna be an issue for me because I use headphones a lot. But I'm looking forward to see.
Yeah, personally, no longer with cable, just wireless and Bluetooth. Oh, I hate cable. Why cable? So I think this is it. If you have questions or comments, let us know. You'll find our contact details at the end of the episode.
Yeah, and we like to hear from you. It's always great.
Sure.
So I will wish you, even if we did at the beginning of the episode, a good beginning of the year 2018. Health, good time with your family and friend, and everything you want. And you, I hope to see you soon in 2018 because it was really nice for you to be at home.
Yes, for sure, and for sure we'll do
more stuff together.
Yep, for sure, and probably I'll come back.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes, so talk to you soon.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye.
Bye. Before the end of this podcast, I would like to say thank you for your loyalty to this series of podcasts on assistive technologies. I would also like to thank our loyal collaborator. As a reminder, I would like to inform you that Canadialog will not provide free technical support on product presented during these shows and that are not sold directly by Canadialog. Please note that our podcasts are now available on our website, YouTube, iTunes, as well as on Victor devices by consulting the North American English suggested podcast list from Humanware. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can contact us via email at podcastwitness@canadialog.com. That is PODCASTS at CANADIALOG.com, or by phone on our toll-free number at 1-888-730-0003. Again, 1-888-730-0003, extension 555, extension 555. I also invite you to visit our website, which contains a lot of useful information at www.canadialog.com. You can also visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for listening.